Look at this. This is what I wanted to show you before.
Oh, Alexa?
This is what I wanted to show you before.
Bitch.
Since we were talking about before about how devices are listening to us.
Alexa is listening to you right now.
Dude, Alexa scares the shit out of me with some of this stuff. Listen to this story, though.
Wait, first off, you're listening to this podcast? Alexa's also listening. You're probably thinking, wow, I like fights. I'm going to subscribe to pay-per-view. Alexa's already on it and is going to display some pay-per-view on your iPhone.
I would love to hear if anybody else
minutes.
has these things that happen to me where you're talking about something and then it pops up on
Even
some
your
kind
thoughts.
of technology. Your
Google
thoughts
can read
too?
your thoughts. Jack told me earlier today.
No way.
Yeah, I don't believe that, but they can hear you through the phone.
All right. This woman said her Amazon device recorded a private conversation and sent it out to random people. So listen to this.
It's rude, Alexa.
My husband and I would joke and say, I bet these devices are listening to what they're saying. Every room in her family home was wired with these Amazon devices to control her home's heat, light, security system. And then 2 weeks after, 2 weeks later, she got a phone call with the person on the other line saying, unplug your Alexa devices right now. You're being hacked. And it was like one of her husband's employees. She was like, we unplugged all of them. And then the guy told us that he was receiving audio files of these recordings that were going on inside of our house. And so she was like, my husband was saying like, no, you didn't. And he was like, no, you didn't. Like, what were we talking about then? And the guy goes, you guys were sitting there talking about hardwood floors. And the guy goes, oh, fuck, you actually were listening to us. So what happened?
No.
So what happened is people didn't know about this, but Amazon Alexa, there's a mode in it to where you can switch off where it doesn't automatically record. But if you don't switch it off, it can automatically record everything that's going on so that it brings data in as to like what's being talked about around you. And you can switch it off if you want to, but you can also go into your Amazon Alexa and there's another switch that like when you ask Alexa something, you can choose how long it stays responsive for. So say you say like, hey, Alexa, play music. It can start, or you can say, hey, Alexa, pull up the news. And it pulls up the news. And then as soon as like you stop talking to it, it waits like a certain amount of time for you to ask another question instead of having to say, hey, Alexa again. Because that's how you start it. You say, hey, Alexa. But you can make it so that time goes unlimited, right? So that you don't have to say, hey, Alexa again. So if you have it on that time that's unlimited, it just records. So it's just constantly recording from the time that you say Alexa until the time that you stop it. So like these people went in after their husband told them this, they went into their phone and you can see how much it's recorded. And they went into like this, there's like a tab where it shows like your recorded messages. And it was like days of recorded messages.
Come on.
Her and her kids, her and her husband, her and her room, like all of it, everything they're talking about.
That's
recorded
insane.
and sent back for data.
That's insane.
Is that not fucking nuts?
It's nuts.
So if it's happening on Alexa,
Google's doing shit for sure.
you don't think that Apple's doing that on your phone?
Probably Apple, probably Facebook.
You don't think that fucking Apple is like Apple's the biggest in all of it, like the biggest company out of all of them. You don't think that Apple's got to be doing that, selling some data, recording some data, recording?
They probably are. I think Facebook and Google have a bit more incentive because they get paid off these ads. And so when they hear your stuff, they're going to be like, oh, pop them out with this ad, this ad, this ad.
Yeah.
And Apple probably too. I mean,
Apple doesn't get paid as much with ads?
I don't know how Apple works as much. I think they're just selling hardware.
Yeah,
mostly,
maybe.
so.
Maybe it's
know.
because
they got some stuff for sure.
What about Jeff Bezos? You think he's just sitting back there like, I'm gonna listen to
I
all
heard
these
he's
people?
a pretty regular guy. I've met a few people who've met him. They said he's pretty normal, nice guy, not like some weird Illuminati type thing.
Really?
At least their hunch. I'm sure they don't know him.
I like Amazon stuff a lot. I like Jeff Bezos.
Whole Foods is great.
Whole Foods is great. Whole Foods has gone downhill a little bit though, and people complain the fuck out of Whole Foods now.
Yeah, that's
have you
what
not seen
saying,
that?
Huh? It's too big. I can't find it
Because of the Amazon merge with it.
Oh yeah.
Since then, it's gone like downhill.
Yeah, I heard the food, like the ingredients are going downhill too.
I don't know that much about it, but I just know that I was reading that it was like customers and stuff are not happy with the fucking merger. Curious.